Clap them cheeks, big man.
God, you're so bad. Welcome to another episode 7.
Episode 7 of the Uncleanables Podcast. We've just picked up our brand new background.
What do you reckon? I think it looks alright.
We got an incredible deal on that as well, didn't we?
So I found someone, because obviously we're not going to go and pay for retail. So I found someone on Facebook Marketplace, and they were rolls 4 meters by 1 meter. I think they were like inserts if you ever need more.
Yeah, or if you've got a small garden.
And you got a small garden. It was 25 quid a roll, so we kind of measured it and we was like, should we get 4 rolls? Obviously that was a long one. But literally the unit next door.
Yeah, just round the corner, there's an artificial grass company. I said to Dan, it's worth having a walk round just to see if they've got...
Yeah, offcuts, which we knew they would have done.
Yeah, because I can only imagine they'd throw them away or just... I don't know what they'd do with them.
But when it, so
£5 a metre.
So
and
that
give us
whole
a
back
discount.
wall was 30 quid.
Yeah, give us a discount.
Which is like the same size as a small garden, isn't it?
Oh,
See,
we could get a garden landscape to that, couldn't we?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
And it's really good quality, you know.
Yeah, it's the thick
We
one,
just
isn't
got to
it?
hope it stays up now, because me and Dan have installed it, so
God, yeah.
God help the grass.
God help us. But no, it's that's what I mean. It pays to have a little walk round and...
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it?
Exactly.
But anyway, today's episode is all about marketing.
Yeah, so marketing, so like 3 bowls of apples for £1, stalls,
Deals, yeah.
Pixie market, yeah.
Deals, yeah. Dan does a market on a Wednesday with his mum, yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, I've been quite excited to film this episode because I think marketing is the lifeblood. It's the lifeblood of a business.
Massive, yeah.
And in our industry specifically, you get 100,000 million people that go, I don't need to do marketing, I'll just get word of mouth. And so, go on.
Going off that, and they're right. And
To a
they're
certain
right.
degree,
Exactly.
yeah.
But it's very, very short-lived.
Well, word of mouth is the best form of marketing you can do. It's cheap, it's free. It's free marketing, and if I'm telling you about someone that I've had a good experience with, you've already gained that trust factor.
Yeah, because I trust you.
You trust me, and I'm telling you they're good. So like, it is the best. But how do you get word of mouth clients to begin with? You got to start somewhere.
Exactly, you got to get into it.
And what brought me onto this topic was a couple of weeks ago. I've got 2 very good friends. One is a painter and decorator, and the other is like a pool maintenance and pool cleaning supplies guy. And they're both relatively, almost exactly the same position as me in business, turnover-wise, as well as they've got like the occasional person who helps them out a couple of days a week. They've both been going over 8 years.
Oh wow, really?
And they're both very much haven't ever done really any marketing. The occasional thing here and there, occasional Facebook ad or whatever, like you do, trial it out.
What? So that's organic growth, as in
word of mouth? So I mean, they're both same age as me. I think we're a year older than me, so both 30.
Yeah. Old then.
And getting on. So they both started their businesses like early 20s. So like, I think you got fuck all to pay for in your early 20s.
That's good though,
most
to stick
people.
to it and to stick to it in your 20s. Yeah.
I've always been a great believer in anything will be successful if you stick to it.
Give it time. Look after it.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be selling fucking, I don't know,
toilets.
No, it is. Cable ties.
Yeah.
If you stick it out long enough, you'll get
there
a contract from someone who wants 1 million cable ties a year. Or whatever it is, the longer you stick it out, the more likely you are to succeed. Obviously, if you can.
So you've talked about marketing to them?
Anyway, and the conversation was going, you're where you are now, which is great. And obviously, they've got a hell of a lot less finance than me because I financed the growth of my business to get up and going. But my argument was, I've got to where you're at in 2 years via financing and marketing. Where am I going to be in 2 more years? Versus where you're going to be in 2 years. So they've been doing similar sort of turnover for the last couple of years. Haven't really been growing because they've not taken that additional step. They've not chosen to market to get more work, and they haven't chosen to take on additional staff members because the work's not there.
Yeah.
It's almost like a catch-22.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yes, they haven't got the demand to take someone on. They've got enough work coming in to sustain where they're at now. So taking on someone full time would almost like cripple them.
Yeah. Could you say though they done the marathon, you done the sprint?
So I've always been a great believer in you can either have a business or you can have a well-paid job. So if you're working for yourself and you've got one helper that helps you out every now and then, doesn't go out and do jobs on their own, you've got a job.
Who's got the job?
Whoever that person is doing
Oh.
If they have a day off, they don't earn.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's a job,
Yeah.
right? Whereas a business will earn you money. You can go on holiday for 2 weeks,
It's
and
still
it carries
running.
on ticking over.
Yeah, that's very true.
Inquiries keep coming in, jobs get closed, jobs get carried out, money comes in, and that's the difference between a job and a business.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. But then, like in this line of work, like you're talking, you got to be big for that, bro.
No, you don't.
Do you not think?
No.
You definitely need obviously you need someone else, but then in theory you need like another you to answer the phone and to be proactive. Like, yeah, no worries, let me check the calendar.
So that's obviously it's going into a whole different topic of conversation. But when you take that transition from having your job into a business, it becomes so you stop becoming you're no longer the worker, you're now the manager. So now your job is to manage the people that are doing those jobs for you.
Yeah.
So
but
yes, you need another you,
Yeah.
but your job is to make that person you.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You can't just employ someone and expect him to be as good as you are.
No,
as passionate
yeah.
as you are.
Yeah, of course.
Do it the way you like it done. It becomes your job to mould them via training, sitting down with them, investing time into them. And a lot of people don't want to invest that time and money into someone who's potentially just going to leave, start their own thing, or
there is that
go
as
get
well.
a better paid job. But that is the risk you take starting a business. And then, so we're doing that commercial gutter clear next week, this week, end of this week, that we done last year.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the conversation we had with the guy? And he was like, the next cheapest person
like
was
double.
like £6 plus VAT, and the one after that was £10 plus VAT a metre, and we went in at £4 plus VAT. So for us, like, very well paid job. But the difference between us and them is they're getting 3 of those a week, so they can afford to
Lose one.
one.
I see
All
what you
they've
mean.
got to do is close one, and they've still made more money than
what we did.
Than we did.
Yeah. That
And
does make sense.
If
when
they've
you
got
say it
10,
like
and that comes from marketing. So you've got short-term marketing, you've got medium, long-term marketing, and you've got long-term marketing. So more than likely, they are companies that are a bit larger, have been going a lot longer, and have invested into SEO to be found.
That's the Google thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's how you rank on Google. So I think that guy might have found me from when I was doing Google Ads or Google Guaranteed, which is sort of, so Google Guaranteed is like pay-per-click, but,
So
it's phone,
paid.
but it's phone calls, yeah, so
So-
you pay per phone call.
No, but what I mean is it paid to have that advert.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you know what
for
would be
the other
interesting? If anyone watches this, let us know. It would be interesting to hear from people that have 2 or 3 members of staff, even one,
guy- Yeah.
and to know at what point and what turnover and how busy. Like, was you 2 months booked and then like doing say £6,000 a month, and then you turn around and said, "I need someone. I'm going to go get someone." And the person you got. I'm actually asking you to shoot off some comments. The person you got, how much did you start him on? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, what is? I know there's no textbook and there's no proper formula,
Yeah.
but it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I think a lot of people probably take on, like, depending on your industry, either like an apprentice or like a young lad to help them out, which, in my opinion, is where people fall down as well. So you're always going to get the people that it just works, and like over time they end up with 10, 15, 20 staff members, and they just continue growing. But I think a lot of people take on like a young lad and then complain that they don't work very hard, complain that they don't turn up for work on time.
Yeah.
But that's what young lads do.
And also, if you're paying in peanuts,
Yeah.
then
if
like,
that's not what you want,
yeah,
why have you employed him
Yeah.
in the first place?
I can show you a company that's done that. They've got nothing but kids, and it's just nothing but it's pandemonium in there.
just chaos.
And I'm thinking, mate, your payroll for a week is like $3,000. You've got 16 people. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
you should probably spend more time putting stuff right than
pandemonium.
you do actually getting jobs done.
Exactly that. And I'm like, don't know.
But then, this is the thing, it's a big risk to take on and employ someone at like 24, 30 grand a year.
Especially when they're in a van. If they're in your van and they're taking in, like, I ain't got the most expensive tools in the world, but there's easily probably 25 grand's worth.
Yeah.
And they go out of it and like, oh yeah, sorry mate. Like
access to the unit or whatever.
I've dropped your pressure washer.
Yeah.
And the brass end snapped off it. And they're looking at me and I'm looking at them thinking, well, it ain't your headache, it's mine.
Yeah, and you can't do the job.
You can't do the job. I've lost 3 ways.
Yeah.
Because I've got to pay his wages, I've got to pay for the machine, and now I can't do the job.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something, so that's in my plan. When I take on, I'll probably take on someone full-time who comes out with me, but then the next staff member I take on will almost be to replace me on the tools.
Going back to it, because we're digressing, have you got like an allocated budget you spend on marketing?
So no, probably the wrong answer, but I don't have an allocated budget. What I do is I spend money on marketing every month.
Yeah, religiously. That's fine.
So I use Checker Trade.
Yeah.
Which I think 50-50, either love it or you hate it. For me, it works very well. That's obviously every month. Then I've got different campaigns that I run, either Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
So you pay the advert on Facebook?
I'll do something.
Is that what a campaign's called?
Yeah, it's not going to be a huge budget on that because I don't think it's great. But it might be like, so for example, this month I've done a text message to all of my previous customers. So there obviously isn't huge marketing money at all, and it doesn't cost much at all. But I got onto you about it, didn't I? Whereas you do bigger jobs, so your influx of customers isn't as high as mine. But I said, write down all your customers' mobile numbers, write down their addresses, write down their names, because when you start using the system, you plug them in. And what I done, I sent a text message out to all of my previous customers, all of them. And I just said, it's that time of year again. Get your gutters emptied. If you want your sofas and faces cleaned, which is another thing that sort of gets popular this time of year, we can do it at a discounted rate. I've had over £1,000 worth of work.
Yeah, see, that was worth it.
And that cost me, I think I said to you about 5 or 6 quid. It was a little bit more than that because it worked out. The text I sent was classed as 4 text messages, so it was more like 25 quid. But 25 quid outcome.
Great investment.
Yeah, and lots of people don't do that. Lots of people don't even write down their customers' details.
No, that's very true. It's interesting. I don't really. I'm still obviously starting. I've got a big campaign going on at the minute.
Yeah.
The leaflets are going.
But even that, I said to you, amount of people that wouldn't spend that sort of money.
No, agreed.
And like, you might not get anything back from that, but at least you've done it, and you know next time that doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was going to say. It's nice to tick things off. So like, I can't sit there and wonder. I have to know.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, I've always wanted to try it. Let's try it. So 5,000 have gone out. They're going out over the next 3 days.
Explain what you've done.
So what I've done is I took basically his text message idea for the gutter cleaning, and what I done is I made a leaflet, bog standard, very simple leaflet. I've got them printed. You can go online and get leaflets printed for basically free.
It's good to know that you got 5,000 leaflets for about 130 quid, wasn't it?
80.
Was it? Oh, 89.99, wasn't it? 90 quid.
It was like 90 quid, yeah. So it was 5,000 leaflets. They're literally just a little A5 flyers go through your door. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Little picture of a gutter clean on it. It's going to go live. It's
super basic.
Straight to the point.
It's just gutter emptying. It's none of like, you haven't put anything like, we also do this, and thrown loads of information their way.
Exactly. It's just bog standard. There's only probably about 30 or 40 words on it. Who we are. We
little
just clean,
little picture in the background.
Nice and easy, and then just give us a call to book in and whatnot. And then I'm not going to go and deliver 5,000 leaflets. That'll take me about 184,000 years. So what I've done was I gave them to a company. I rung up a company and asked how much to deliver them. They said, yeah, no problem, we can do it. And it worked out to be £40 per 1,000 because I'm going to be a repeat customer and because I'm going over a certain threshold.
Yeah.
So now 5,000 leaflets bought, delivered, and given to the company and actually delivered to each door. Cost me £290, which I think is mind blowing.
Yeah.
So I don't need a lot of jobs off that.
No, what? As long as it's sort of, even if it pays for half of the cost, it's not a bad way to dip your toe in the water and say, right, we know this. And as long as you use that information, so if someone does book in and you write down their number and you write down their email and whatever, and then next year
they might ring up and
you
for a
might
massive
blast
job.
out the text. Well, even if they have you back next year,
Yeah.
it hasn't then cost you any additional money to get that second job.
I think as well, it's sometimes, I know this is going to sound crazy, but sometimes I learned this when I was in real estate. It's better to be on the same side as the person and almost get into bed with the person because you're gonna ultimately benefit down the road. So like I was told in property, if he wants to buy, he might say like he might be new to the area. He wants to buy. He's got cash on the hip, but he's not ready. He will buy. He will. Now's not his time. Do you see what I mean? So I might go and do a gutter job, and there might be a huge oak next door. Huge oak, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it keeps filling our gutters up every year." Like the owner is thinking about getting rid of it. Bang, that's a conversation ready to have.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, when the time comes,
You don't have to have that job now.
but I know that maybe like there's I don't know whatever. It's a £1,400 job, just chilling.
Funnily enough, I quoted a job for a guy who was he's a builder, and his governor wanted, it was like an end of building clean because the customer had a new patio and they'd made it all dirty. I went round and quoted it. They didn't go with me in the end, but he's just texted me again today saying I want some stuff done at my house.
There you go.
And that was probably 8 months ago. And then I had a conversation with a customer about her driveway was quite mossy. This was a few weeks ago. She's texted me today and said,
Yeah.
"Well, let's get it booked in."
It's if you're, I think you need to be confident in yourself. I think you need to be confident in yourself, and if you can, and you can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
I think half of the business is just being nice, mate.
Yeah.
And just being honest with people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think, exactly that.
I think if you can get me in front of someone that's like half-minded, I reckon I could close them.
If they were, even if you don't close them, if they walk away from that conversation thinking he was a nice bloke,
Yeah.
and they like you and they trust you.
See how easy it is to fool people?
Yeah. You're already one step ahead of the competition because
of course you
they
are.
know you.
And then other people turn up late. Oh, sorry, geezer. Yeah.
And like I get recommended by people that have never used me.
Yeah.
More so than I get recommended by people that have used me.
I actually got recommended to paint someone's. You know that bloke that rung me to paint the circles on his house.
Oh yeah.
I said to him, "How did you get my number?" And he went, "Oh, yeah, someone recommended you about painting." And I'm sitting there thinking, I've done painting jobs for people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, blimey. So it's nice to know someone's recommended me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is really nice.
It's a shame they didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I know. That is a bit of a shame, really. But
so the next big thing that I think is very relevant for people in our industry is average customer value or average customer spend. So lots of people get a bit shitty or whatever you want to call it, about going to do smaller jobs.
Yeah.
Like you'll go do it, but you might go, I've got to go all the way down there, get my gear out.
Yeah.
Empty one strip of gutter.
I've got the best saying for this, and this has changed my life. Right? Count your money at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I remember once I was doing a job. I was in property, and it was when I was away, so I was in Dubai, and he had no salary. Yeah, so you only got paid commission. And my old manager at the time, he's passed away now, rest in peace. And I remember I'd done a job and it was silly. It was like 350 quid. And the running around I had to do for that. And I sit down and he sits on my desk and he looks and goes, "You're right." And I go, "Mate," I said, "I'm a busy fool." He said, "Listen, son," he went, "count your money at the end of the month." And it made total... And after he said it, I thought, mate, this makes total sense.
See, for me, I think even that's too small-minded. Count it at the end of the year.
Or count it at the end of the year.
Because that customer that you've done all the running around for, in 8 months, might buy another house from you. Or,
yeah.
Or have you come back and do something else.
But then some months, it was like colossal.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd done running around once for a £60 deal, but it didn't matter because I had 12 grand chilling.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, no, he's right. And even in my head then, I thought, no, count your money at the end of the month.
Exactly.
But I've got a call-out charge because I go out and I do with the estate agents and bits and pieces. And my call-out charge is flat fee. And yeah, you're right. Like one of them recently, I had to go and pick something up from somewhere else and then somewhere else.
And you had to source, as you were talking about the rats.
Yeah, there was a problem with the rats. I had to source a very interesting way of getting rid of rats.
Dan's got a very interesting way of getting rid of rats. And he swears
you have to
by
use. No, this ain't me swearing. This is human nature. This is nature. You got to use ferret shit. So when you sweep out the ferret cage, it's on the wood shavings. It's the ammonia in the wee, or obviously the poo, and it is like unbelievable. It's chemical warfare, mate.
It makes sense because like, the way Dan explained it to me was like
it's the natural predator of a rat. And a
they
mouse.
eat mice and rats.
So they look at ferrets the same way that we would look at a shark.
Yeah.
They go, oh my god, like I need to get away from this. So that's exactly what happens.
And it scares them.
And then I walked in there and I wrapped them up in like newspaper parcels and just left them places, like in the oven.
But well, funny enough, it's not that easy to come by ferret shit.
No, so no, it isn't. So I actually got hold of a woman in Rochford.
Local, isn't it?
It was local, and she runs a sanctuary. And I rang her up and I said, oh, can I come and get some? She went, yeah, of course you can.
Go help yourself.
And then she turned around and said, you'll never guess what? She said, yeah, people buy it off me. She said, sometimes people abroad will ring me up. I don't know how this works, or abroad or wherever.
Yeah.
And she bundles it up and she sends it to them. So people use it. But anyway, we're digressing. But I had to run around for it and I didn't charge any more than call out. Because some days I've got the stuff on my van, other days I don't. And you might go, oh, blimey, that's a bit silly. But I think, listen, my call-out's all right. I'll just go there and do it. Like, you win some, you lose some.
Exactly that.
But I might get, say,
but then,
35 call-outs a month.
that the person, so the customer you've done it for is not your customer. The customer is the estate agent, right? So this is average customer value. So you've done that job for that customer, the estate agent, for 70 quid, which doesn't seem like a lot. But how much money is that customer going to spend with you over the year? So they send you to 3 jobs a month or whatever, 4 jobs a month for the whole year, every month.
Yeah.
And you add that up.
Yeah, I know.
It's worth doing the 70 quid job, even though, you turned around and went, oh, I ain't fucking doing that, or I need to charge you another 30 quid for going there, picking it up.
Oh, if I said that to them.
Yeah, and then they go, well, I don't really like his attitude. I won't use him. It's not, you've not missed out on a couple of call-outs. You've missed out on $5,000 a year.
Yeah. You missed out on loads.
And that's the way I like to look at it. So, obviously, as a window cleaner, I've got some jobs that might be cheaper than, like, so people that window clean full time might charge more money than what I'm charging for that job. But I see that job as they need their patio done, they need their driveway done, they need their roof done, they need their soffits and fascias done, they want their gutters emptied, they've got render that needs doing. Right, I'll do their window cleaning at 20% less or 10% less than what someone else might charge.
Yeah.
But over the year, are they going to, or even over the lifetime of them using me as their window cleaner, which might be 10 years.
Yeah, this is the
thing. And then when you consider that even if it's 20 quid a month, which is what, 240 grand, 240 quid a year, over 10 years, 2.5 grand, which doesn't seem like a lot,
no, but
that's just one customer over 10 years, and it's every month they're paying me.
Yeah. Yeah, but you now imagine, how many have you got on your books?
At the moment, 140.
Well, there you go then. So now times that by 140.
But then, so what I like to do is I like a customer to spend 500 quid a year with me.
Yeah.
Is
that unachievable, or is that pretty much you can? What's that? Well, window clean once a month, and then maybe a driveway.
Yeah. So like, bear in mind if they are 20 quid a month, then that's half of that 500 quid.
Yeah.
So then they only need to spend another 250 quid.
That makes
sense. Soffit and fascia clean.
So what happens if, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's coming to like November and that, and they ain't spent it. Do you like get them in a headlock and
yeah, go knock on their door. Just demand more money. No, that's when they get a price increase the next year. No, obviously it doesn't work for every customer.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But the idea is I want a customer to spend 500 quid a year, and that is at that rate, you know, even at 100 customers, if you can have 100 customers spend 500 quid a year with you, you're 50k a year.
I've got another one. Exactly that example. So there's a block of flats. So I've got a flat in this area, and it's in a block, and it's run by 2 older women, lovely women, and they said to me before, do you want to take it over, the management?
I remember you saying.
But this was before I started MKM, and I just got back from travelling, and I said, look, I'm in no position. Like, I want to have this conversation, but too late, past me, yeah. So anyway, I keep in touch with them, and I want the contract now, because now I'm ready. I can rock and roll now. I've got all the tools I need, everything ready to go.
Also, you own one of the flats in this block, so it makes sense for you
to keep an eye on it. And anyway, so she rings me up and she says, "Oh, Dan, you do maintenance?" I went, "I do indeed." She goes, "Can you fit some bird spikes onto a it's like second story?"
Was that your block, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's actually the block next door, but it's similar. I said, yeah, no problem. She said, how much would it be? Now, obviously, my call out 70, 75. I aim to be around 75. And I said, look, just give me a month's management for free. It was like 40 quid. I said, just give me a month's management for free. She went, would you do it for that? And I said, yeah, of course. I said, like, listen, it helps you out. It helps me out. But more importantly, I know now, I've done it, I'm reliable. They know I'm reliable. Yeah. And I said, that's fine. I said, I'll do it for 40 quid or whatever it was. I said, but just remember me next time you need the gutters cleaned. I said, and remember me. I said, when you're having the conversation about giving over the management. She went, yeah, that's fine. So I thought, there's a little bit you need to work out.
Sometimes I think sometimes it's so this goes hand in hand with something like I've done a lot of free work this year. I don't know a lot of people that do YouTube. They do a lot of free work and whatnot because it looks good on videos and everything. But the amount of comments you get from people saying, like, oh, why are you working for free? Oh, I'd never work for free.
Yeah, but they ain't got a clue.
And I say to them, why wouldn't you? Because off the back of that free job, that person's then going to recommend me to everyone they know. Yeah, I might not have any work out of it initially, but it's 2 years from now, you might get someone call you up and say, oh, you cleaned so-and-so's driveway for free because they were scammed by someone, or or you done it for free after you gave it away in a charity raffle.
That's it, yeah, that's
or whatever. And you've done a really good job. Oh yeah, of course we can come give you a quote, not a problem. And it pays dividends.
And also, as well,
like you don't get dividends weekly.
Yeah,
dividends come yearly.
They come yearly. I see exactly what you mean. And also, as well, is like if you got all the bits, like exactly with the gutter clean, what you said. It's like, how much is realistically? What's it costing you?
It's just time.
It's time, innit?
And a bit of wear and tear on your machine.
But you think, like, realistically, it's not the be all and end all.
No.
As if I'm signing over my van or something.
A lot of people go, well, insurance, tax, national insurance, wages. But yeah, but I'm paying that anyway. If I do no work, I'm still paying insurance.
And also, it's like, I've done that around my time. Yeah. I've already done a week's work. Do you see what I mean?
But it's ultimately, it's your time.
Yeah. But if you do it on a Saturday morning, it's like that geezer probably ain't even out of bed, and I've already gone and earned money. Yeah. I've gone and done it. Do you see what I mean? So it's like there's swings and roundabouts.
I just think it's worked very well for me, doing the occasional free job. I know there's a few people around here that do it. It gains a lot of attention. People talk about it. It's a great way to put your name out there in a positive aspect.
The town near me, I'm part of like a Facebook group chat for my town. When you get like to 30 years of age, you start doing things like this.
I'm gonna grab my jumper. Carry on telling your story.
And so a woman put up on there about she needs help with a Christmas what was it, a carnival, like a Christmas carnival. She needs volunteers from the area, and no one was messaging her. And I said to her, look, I'll come down and give you a hand, but obviously I'll name my business. I said MKM will come down and give you a hand. She said, look, super, that's fantastic. So she gave me a shout out on Facebook. Obviously it didn't hit no one, but I didn't expect it to. But when I'm down there, obviously I'll have my jumper on. You know what I mean? And I'll just get chatting and that, and I'll take 15, 20 leaflets or business cards with me.
Well, if you have a conversation with one person, and that person goes, I was talking to Dan down there, his local business, like handyman. He's doing all that for free, just helping out.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
That's what I mean.
That's worth it. In my eyes.
That's worth
a couple of hours. That's worth more than a
£500 marketing.
It doesn't have to like. People think business has always got to bring you in money.
No.
It's not all about. So everyone's got their own brand as well.
Yeah.
So you are, as well as a business, you are a brand.
Exactly. And also as well, mate, just even the fact I'm helping an old woman.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like above all, it's like morally right. I'm a young man. I'm strong. I can do what she can't. So it's like, why would I not do that?
Exactly.
But with all her little mates there going, oh, blimey, he's a nice young man.
But it can be very fruitful to get in with groups of old ladies. I've got a client who's like, she's very social. She's older.
They go to all clubs, don't they?
They all go out together. They all talk, and now I look after like 8 of them.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not always like I went and fitted them. So I got one customer where the lock on the gate is on my side of the gate, not on her side of the gate.
What's this, on the outside, not the inside?
Yeah. So the window cleaner can get in, but that had gone all manky or something. And she was like, "Oh, how much to replace it?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I've got to go down to Wicks later on." I said, "I'll have a look at the locks and I'll give you a call." Anyway, it was about £8, I think, for a lock, the same one that she had. And I just bought it and put it on there.
There you go, perfect, easy.
And then she was like trying to pay me, and I'm going, I was going, seriously.
Yeah.
It's more for my benefit than anything.
But
anyway,
do you know what? Doing my job and going out there and that, do you know, like, you would not believe what people can't do.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean that no disrespectful. Like, that old woman, realistically, has not got a clue how a drill works, or how to her that might as well be a rocket.
Yeah.
And you've got to build it, and all it is 4 screws or 6 screws, whatever it is. Yeah. And to you, it's like it's like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? But it's like, it's amazing, and like I didn't realise, I learned this early on when I started. You know, with the old girls, when they're like almost shoving money in your hand for doing a job, and you're like, mate, like, chill. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've gone around my neighbour's before, and she needed her loft empty, and I said, yeah, go on, leave it with me. And I was there about an hour, just throwing boxes out, right? She tried to give me like 200 quid. I said, no. I said, this is insane. She was like, no. She was like, you're not leaving until you take it. And I was like, she goes, I don't think you understand. She said, I can't do this job. Like, I physically can't. And I was like, no, but I can. She's like, I know, but this is why I'm paying you. And I was like, anyway, she gave it to me. And I was like,
it's two halves of the same coin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, she's saying she can't do it, so she wants to pay you, and you're like, oh,
but also,
I know you can't do it.
It was like a morally, like, they're not paying it. They're not giving. She weren't giving me that money because she felt sorry for me. She was giving it because that job was worth it to her.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And I was like, and I couldn't believe, like, some people just can't do it. And I'm looking, thinking, why didn't your son or your daughter come around and give you a hand?
I do a lot of work for people, elderly people with very able-bodied children.
Bro, they just don't want to do it.
And I had a customer the other week who was telling me about, I think it might have been cleaning their roof. And they were like, oh yeah, obviously, like, not anyone can clean a roof, but I think we were including, like, the soffits and faces. It was a bungalow, emptying the gutters and all that. And obviously, I know it's included in the price, but they were telling me that their son was like, oh, don't have it done, it's a scam, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bro, just get on the ladder and clean your mum's soffits and faces.
Just help her out, mate.
Yeah. If it's a scam, don't pay someone, do it for her. Like, ain't a big deal. I'm not charging the world for that sort of job anyway, but like, the roof cleaning is a fair price.
I went into a bathroom in Southend once, right? And don't ask me how this has happened. Whoever went there before me put decorator's caulk instead of bathroom silicone to seal the bath, right? So it was literally, it never went off. No. Put your finger straight through it. She was like, can you sort this out? And I was like, yeah. So I gouged it all out, dried it all out, then filled it all, yeah? So I had to, like, build it up because obviously it was bad. And the geezers walked in, yeah? This is a single mum. I thought it was a single mum. Geezers walked in, yeah? Builder's clothes. Dressed like me. It was like the Spider-Man meme. We was both pointing at each other. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. And I can see he's a tradesman. Yeah. And I went, you all right, mate? He went, yeah. I said, I'm just doing the bathroom. He went, yeah. He went, I tiled it. What do you reckon? I thought, mate, you tiled it. I thought, what's happening with the bath? Why have you?
If you can tile, you can do a bit of silicone.
Mate, anyone can silicone. And I'm looking and thinking, mate, you've just paid me to come and do this. Do you know when you think, like, this is blowing my mind? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I've done all that bathroom. And I thought, I've done that. And then also done a shower curtain. I thought, why are you paying me? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But you'll never understand it. You'll never understand it. It's mind-boggling. Or like, I've done one job, customer's ass. Plumber had gone round there and fit new pipes in. Upgraded the bathroom ones to like 22s or whatever they were. And just left a big hole in the wall.
Nice.
So he said, can you go there and fix it? It was for the estate agents. Can you go there and fix it? I said, yeah, no problem. So anyway, minted it up, yeah? Filled it beautifully. I left them a piece of sandpaper, yeah? I said to the geezer, I said, when it's dry, literally put it flat against the wall, just give it a couple of scrapes, key it up. I said, paint her, job's good 'un. Then I went back there about 3 months later. Sandpaper's gone and nothing's been done. Still looks exactly the same. And in my head, I think, why'd I bother? Yeah. Like, I've done it. Obviously, I got paid to do it. But it's like, if you ain't going to paint it and do it, why'd I bother?
I think in that situation, you've got to start saying to the estate agents, I don't think this is going to get done.
Yeah. Or I might just ring them up and go, do you want me to quote to paint it?
Yeah. Should I just do the whole job for you and come back a week later and paint it?
Oh, it was funny. It was funny.
I did have another point for the marketing. I can't remember.
All gone? Lost you? Left you? What do you reckon about sponsoring like football teams and that?
So I think the
I was going to sponsor Man City for the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to cost me $2.5 million, but I don't know if it's worth it or not.
There's estate agents local to us who have just sponsored Southend United.
Oh, right.
I mean, if you can look up who it is, I'm not going to say their name because he didn't reply to my message, so I'm not going to give him no airtime. But you can look up who it is.
Salty
if you
chips,
look up.
man.
Yeah.
Is it
they're both.
Reliance?
I think they're both into football. Yeah. They're both into football, and I think when you sponsor a football team, you're not doing it for recognition.
I don't think
You're either doing it as a
kudos,
tax,
mate.
tax
go on.
write-off, or you're just genuinely passionate about the football team, and it's like a personal goal for you to say, I built my business up to the point where I could sponsor my favourite football team.
Yeah.
It's not.
I agree.
But the big teams, obviously, they're getting television time for their brand
Yeah,
logo.
but do you ever feel like...
But who's watching?
Are you going to say what I'm about to say?
And then like T-Mobile on the shirt, you're not going to go, oh, fucking get a new phone.
Yeah, I've always thought to myself, like, if I fancy, McDonald's.
Yeah.
I never like watch a football match, see the banner, and go, I'm going to go get a Big
fancy
Mac right now.
McDonald's, yeah.
It's like if I'm hungry, I'm
It's
hungry.
a tax write-off.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Obviously, there's a aspect of recognition.
Okay,
you're
but
getting
then,
TV
I
time.
suppose, yeah, it's TV time, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like when like Adidas sponsor certain players to wear their boots. Like there'll be an aspect of
Yeah, but that makes sense.
the
though.
kids will have their favourite like
Yeah, that's
football
almost
player,
different
and
to
they'll
what
want
we're talking about.
and they want the same boots that they're wearing.
Yeah.
But they're never going to sell enough boots to what they've paid that player.
What? Are you mad?
You think?
Yes.
No,
1 million%.
I'm saying directly from that form of marketing, off the back of that player wearing that pair of shoes, they'll sell pairs of shoes because they're Adidas.
Oh, I see
first
what you
and
mean.
foremost.
No, I was.
But the 10 million quid they paid the player, on top of,
I'd say yeah.
you think they're going to sell 10 million quid's worth of shoes?
Yeah.
On top of the shoes they would have sold
Yeah.
anyway, just for having it on the shelf.
Seriously, I seriously do. I seriously do.
I don't think so.
I seriously do. Yeah.
I think
Okay, but then
that's a big leap. Like, if they didn't sponsor that player, they'd still sell the shoes. They're on the shelf. They look good. They still sell them. The people that specifically buy them because their favourite players wearing them.
That's like the Yeezy thing, though, isn't it? When they dropped Kanye, did they carry on the Yeezy and no one bought it?
Well, Yeezy was Kanye's company.
No, who joined? Was it Adidas? Adidas were with him.
Sponsoring it or something.
But when they dropped him,
yeah, there was like
someone lost money. I know he lost money.
Adidas lost money.
But then Adidas lost money as well because people boycotted it and things like that.
I think that was more like a political thing because because it was Kanye. It was
I'm
just
probably,
the way he was treated.
I'm getting confused about also as well like creators because I'm thinking about the Shaq sneaker.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's like Jordans, but they're just more affordable.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, that Shaq.
Oh yeah, I know you talk. Yeah, sorry.
He makes like a cheaper Jordan.
Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. He put them in Walmart, didn't he?
That's it. Yeah, and they like fit like $20 or something.
Yeah.
They look like knockoff Jordans, but they're good.
But then, this is the thing. Like, there's 100,000 forms of marketing you can do. The loudest marketing is always going to win. So
yeah, I see what you mean.
And it's like I can't remember what company it was, but someone offered Kim Kardashian $1 million to do a post on Instagram.
But it was similar to Yeezy.
Yeah, it was like a knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah, you said.
Yeah, and then
Kanye
gave her $1 million quid.
And then also
and shares in the business.
yeah.
For saying no. But there's tons of marketing forms that you can do, and a lot of marketing is tax write-off. They'll have a budget for marketing, and they'll need to spend it. Like as you get into a bigger company, but then like this is what small businesses fail to remember. Big businesses have marketing budget.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a marketing budget?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you still have to get your name out there.
If you want to earn more money, you should just be copying the things that the big businesses are doing. You don't have to do it on the same scale.
But yeah, you still have to.
You don't have to sponsor a football team.
But yeah.
But you could potentially reach out to like a semi-local, larger YouTube channel and say that you can sponsor YouTube videos. So down the line, we might have a sponsor and they'd give us. So, for example, if someone wanted to sponsor Curbside YouTube video, all I'd charge them would be the cost of the job. And I'd find a job to do for free.
Oh, I see.
For the customer, and then the person sponsoring the video would pay the equivalent money, and then they'd get their 1 minute segment in the video recognition.
Yeah, that makes sense, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's the same form, like it's the same as advertising on TV.
Yeah.
But just on a smaller scale.
Smaller scale. That makes sense. Yeah, I like that.
But and these companies have marketing budget to do things like that, and then you have a marketing team that come up with all these different ideas. So then one month they might try a billboard. Okay, the billboard didn't work, and then like you can go really deep into it and start doing like A/B testing. So you'd have one code, like discount code, or like get 10% off with this code, and you'd put that on a billboard, and then you track how many people use that discount code.
Oh.
And then you do the same ad, but with a different discount
Mate,
code on Facebook.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's A/B testing.
A/B testing.
Yeah.
How do you know all this?
Well, I used to have a marketing company.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Mate, this is. I'm learning. I'm learning.
I read books.
This is sick. Go on. That makes sense.
And I tried to build businesses.
So you can track it, innit? You can
and then you'd
it.
track the returns. So you'd effectively, so the billboard cost you £1,000. You'd then put £1,000 ad spend onto Facebook with the same ad, same pictures, but a different code. You'd see which one works better.
And then pursue that one.
And then say Facebook was better, right? Then you'd do the same thing again, but with different image.
Right.
So you'd say, right, this image gets this sort of response.
Yeah.
Let's try it with a different image. Do we get a better response?
Yeah.
Different wording. Which one works better?
A/B testing. All right. So in your experience, then, what is a avenue you would not go down in terms? As in, you've done it, you've learned, and it's shit.
The web magazine.
What sort of magazine? Like Women's Weekly and that.
Any magazine.
Really?
But when you start a business, I mean, you'll probably just about start getting the calls soon. You'll get calls from these people. Oh, hi, I'm calling from local Essex local
newspaper.
Yeah, fishmonger's guide. And like I done
What
one.
did you say? This is the wrong place.
I done one for anti-bullying week, which for me wasn't a waste of money because it had a good cause.
Did you get bullied?
No, well, kind of a little bit. But
Yeah, definitely with them glasses.
didn't affect me. Just love me. It didn't affect me.
Right, go on.
But it was all to do with anti-bullying week. So,
But what was the magazine?
or
was it a flyer that came?
No, it was a magazine.
Oh, it was a
a magazine for the teachers, apparently, for like all the local Essex schools. Apparently, I don't actually think they exist. I've done 2 or 3 now.
What? How did you get into them?
They call you. They'll call you.
Oh,
You'll get the calls.
Yeah.
You was with me the other day, and then what they've started doing, which historically they didn't used to do, they call you up and they say, "Hi, it's so and so and so and so from this magazine," and you remember because you went with them down
you were
the
the only
line.
magazine I went with.
Yeah, and you remember the calls and say, "Oh, it's Essex Schools magazine." I spoke to you back in March. I don't think you did, but I don't remember because you don't remember everything that goes on. I spoke to you back in March, and you put your name down to be on this year's magazine. You put your name down as a commitment, and you go, oh, "I don't remember doing that." Just like, I was just wondering, like, what you wanted to go for. Full page, half page, quarter page this year. We've got your artwork from last time.
And you're sitting there thinking, I didn't even agree to this.
No, I've never even had the conversation. So, like I say to him,
I did hear this phone call. By the way,
is this something I've got to pay for? Well, yeah, you did agree to go in the magazine.
Yeah,
And
originally.
I'm like, well, I've done it once.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got 0 from it, like nothing.
Nil point.
So I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
So I haven't agreed to go in any magazine. First and foremost, I know I haven't because I'm quite strict with where I spend my money marketing. And I've had that same sales pitch from 2 different magazines.
Yeah, they're dogs almost, really, aren't they?
Horrible.
That is horrible.
It's a dying form of marketing.
Mate, it's gone.
People aren't reading magazines anymore. There.
When was the last time you flipped for a magazine?
No, I don't know. I'm not even sure what a magazine looks like anymore.
That's what I mean. It's just game over, isn't it?
Yeah. So they're having to dirty up their sales tactics to get people to spend, and they know that no one's getting work from them. What they should do really is change their marketing approach and say, we're looking for sponsors to sponsor Anti-Bullying Week. You get this
Different
as
approach.
part of your sponsorship.
Yeah, we can do you this.
But if you want me to pay to go in a magazine, I'm saying no.
Yeah, agreed.
If you're looking for a donation for the anti-bullying charity to help support young people and stop them from killing themselves, which is happening all the time,
yeah, it's a good
I'm
cause,
game.
yeah.
But now, because of the way they've treated it, I don't think that money's going to Anti-Bullying Week. I think it's going to this magazine, and they're calling it Anti-Bullying Week. You know, and it's dirty the way they go around it.
There's a lot of businesses.
But I've
like
had that from 2 different magazines. So I went in 2 magazines, the first year business, the anti-bullying one, and another one, I can't remember what. I think it went into doctor's surgeries or something.
Yeah.
Neither of them sent me a copy of the magazine,
So they're meant
which
to do
I requested.
that. Yeah.
I requested to send me a copy. Neither of them did.
Yeah.
And it was like your local business. Yeah, you probably get it through the door in Wickford.
Yeah, I do.
But they do one for Wickford, one for Fundersley, one for Brentwood, like one for Benfleet.
Yeah, so it's very niche straight away.
So then you pay your money, but you only go in like one area.
But the thing is with them magazines, especially, is where it's all businesses. There's nothing else in that
No,
book.
no one's reading through
It's
it.
not a storybook or something decent.
It's a
you know what I mean?
directory.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
There's
and
no,
not
like-
even a good one because
No.
it ain't A to Z.
No,
Yeah.
there's no informational pages.
No, of course there ain't. So
So-
you're only looking through it like if you're.
You might open it, go, there's 15 ads on this one page. Your mind explodes, and then you just put it down.
Yeah, and then you
leave.
fold it in half and put it under the rickety table.
Yeah.
And that's where it lives for the next 25 years.
Precisely.
Let me check how long we've been going.
Yeah, I think that's us. 45. But yeah, so that's. I'm sure we've got some more points, so we might do a marketing part 2.
But listen, if you can please, if anyone's watching this, please, if anyone is watching this and you've taken someone on, let us know at what time you did.
Yeah,
'Cause
at what
it will be
point-
good to talk about
At
it.
what point you made the transition from
Yeah.
you
'cause
and a
that'll be-
helper to
Yeah, actual
Yeah.
full time.
full-time?
Because that'd be
staff
really
member?
interesting to work out.
Whether you went full-time straight away,
Yeah,
or when,
could have done.
well, not necessarily like full-time on their own straight away.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know.
Anyway, stay cleaning,
Stay
gang. Tell us if you like our new setup as well, because we're very proud. We're going to go drop off some money with a bloke now.